I play Valorant, but today I'm gonna rank every vanilla knife in CSGO from worst to best. Starting off the list, we have the wonderful piece of art that is the Navaja knife. The grain on the handle is ugly, the blade is small and awkward, and the pull-out animation is intolerable, and I'd honestly rather use default. And here's your proof. I genuinely think the CT side default knife is better than the Navaja knife. It's cleaner, the animations aren't annoying, and it's basic, which is better than bad. Honestly, the T-side knife is kinda nice. It's really basic, obviously, and super uninteresting, but it's a nice blade, and that is nothing to discredit, especially because it's free. Initially, while looking through the knives, I didn't think the shadow daggers were actually all too bad. They're unique, there's nothing even remotely close to them, and then I noticed that your entire screen shakes during the pull-out animation, and it's so damn annoying, I cannot look past it. The gut knife is an absolute trooper, and I have the utmost respect for it. Even though the blade is kinda ugly, the handle sticks out way too far out of the back of the hand, and the handle is kinda awkwardly shaped, it has character, and that is all that matters. And it's also all that I can afford. This knife had so much potential from the PNG image I looked at before using it, but unfortunately I cannot stand the animation when you pull out the knife. The transfer from one hand to the other just isn't smooth, and when I'm flipping between my gun and my knife, I want it to look nice, you know? I genuinely do like the style of the paracord knife, and the paracord handle has a certain charm to it, but I'm not the biggest fan of the blade of the knife. I can't really put my finger on why, but I think it's just a little disproportionate because of how much bigger the blade is than the handle. The survival knife is actually really solid. The rare pull-out animation where you catch the knife is really funky, and overall it's just a good looking knife, but I couldn't put it any higher because it doesn't really have much else going on besides the animation and its appearance. Typically I wouldn't be much of a fan of a knife with an incredibly skinny and small blade, but the stiletto is a bit different. The little flip out animation is pretty fun. The way the knife is held in the inspect kinda scratches my brain, and the rare flipping animation is a lot of fun to use. It's a good knife. Similarly to the stiletto, I really like the flip out animation of this knife, which is expected considering it's literally in the name. It's also just a good size and it fits comfortably in the hand. I'm a fan. I think the falchion knife has one of the weaker pull-out animations as well as one of the weaker general designs, but the reason it's so high up is completely because of the two inspect animations. The way it swivels in your hand is so sick, and you can balance the damn knife on your hand. It's so funky. It gives it plenty of brownie points. Starting off the top 10, we have the classic knife, and this thing is just really clean. The pull-out animation is actually so addicting, and I really like the idle animation that it has where you grab the back of the blade. It's really unique, and as far as I can tell, this isn't on any other knife, and it gives it a ton of character. I am a big fan of it. The huntsman knife just feels so powerful. I like the spinny animation when you take it out, but in hand, this thing feels like it could tear through an army. It's an absolute beast, and I genuinely really like it. The Bowie stuck out to me a lot, mainly because of the fact that it's a one-handed knife, and because of the fact that it has a really unique and interesting set of animations, and I'm actually a huge fan of it, especially the inspect and the right-click animations. It's really clean. Admittedly, I'm a little bit biased because this knife reminds me so much of the Xeno Hunter knife in Valorant, which is one of my preferred Val knives, and that does translate to CSGO. It even has the same inspect where you flip over the knife, and honestly, it just looks pretty too. I really like the blade. The Talon knife feels like the Karambit's little cousin, just with slightly worse animations. It doesn't feel as heavy or powerful as the standard Karambit does, but it's still so damn nice. And I'm a bit of a sucker for its rare animation. I could sit there and stare at it for a good while. The Scaly knife is so simple, there's not that much going on with it, but that's honestly what makes it so top tier and slips into the top 5, because not only does it just look incredibly visually appealing, but the rare animations are so sick to the point where I'd say the rare pullout is perhaps the best animation in the game. This is the knife I would use if I was going to war and I needed something big, powerful, and menacing. It's impossible to hold this thing and not want to tear away everything in your path. I love the M9, I love the pullout animation, and it's just sick. The standard bayonet is honestly just a work of art. I absolutely love the way it looks. It feels like it's a perfect fit for your character's hand, and I could also unironically sit for 30 minutes and whip out the knife over and over and over and over and over I don't think I need to sit here and justify why I've put the karambit in second. It's just an amazing knife. It's stylistically perfect. Every single animation is just so smooth and so visually appealing. And also, I'm completely biased because my main Valorant knife is the Reaver karambit, so I suppose it's here for a reason. And coming in at first place and surprising absolutely nobody whatsoever is the butterfly knife. The animations of this knife brings it leagues above almost everything else, and it's just so enjoyable to use in game, although I'll never actually own it because it costs more than my computer. Anyways, thank you for watching.